Arthur Hacker was a prominent British painter who contributed significantly to the Victorian and Edwardian art scenes. Known for his versatility, Hacker worked across various styles, from academic to symbolist and impressionistic. His works spanned genres such as portraiture, historical painting, and genre scenes. Over his lifetime, he developed a unique ability to blend classical themes with contemporary aesthetics, positioning him as a key figure in late 19th and early 20th century British art. Arthur Hacker was born on September 25, 1858, in London. His father, Edward Hacker, was an engraver, which provided Arthur with early exposure to the world of visual arts. This familial connection to the arts likely influenced his career path, as he showed an interest in painting from a young age. Hacker pursued formal art education at the Royal Academy schools, where he was taught by notable figures such as Sir Frederick Leighton and Sir John Everett Millais. This education gave him a strong foundation in academic painting techniques, which would later inform much of his work. After his initial studies at the Royal Academy, Hacker travelled to Paris, where he continued his training at the École des Beaux-Arts under Jean-Léon Gérôme. This experience in France was pivotal in shaping his artistic style. Gérôme was known for his neoclassical and Orientalist works, and Hacker absorbed these influences during his time in Paris. The training under Gérôme and exposure to French academic traditions enriched his approach to composition, narrative, and the human figure. Hacker began his career with a focus on genre and historical paintings. His early works often depicted scenes from literature and history, rendered in a highly detailed academic style. One of his first significant successes was The Waters of Babylon, 1888, which was exhibited at the Royal Academy and showcased his ability to combine dramatic narratives with rich, evocative landscapes. Another early work, Pelagia and Philemon, 1887, drew inspiration from Charles Kingsley's novel Hypatia. This painting, like many of Hacker's historical works, illustrated his talent for storytelling, as well as his deep understanding of classical and religious subjects. The painting portrays the emotional turmoil of the characters and demonstrates Hacker's skill in creating tension through composition and expression. As his career progressed, Hacker began to experiment with symbolist themes, influenced by the broader aesthetic movement in Britain, which valued art for its beauty rather than for its moral or narrative content. This shift in his work is particularly evident in paintings like The Annunciation, 1892, which portrays the biblical scene in a way that emphasizes atmosphere and mood over strict narrative detail. During this period, Hacker also became influenced by the work of French symbolist painters like Pierre Puvis de Chavannes. His compositions became more simplified, and his color palette shifted to incorporate more muted tones, allowing the emotional depth of his subjects to take center stage. The transition towards symbolism and aestheticism marked a period of great creativity for Hacker, during which he produced some of his most memorable works. By the early 20th century, Hacker had established himself as a prominent portrait painter, particularly during the Edwardian era. His portraits were highly sought after by society figures and the British aristocracy. Unlike the strict formality often associated with portraiture of the time, Hacker's portraits were notable for their psychological insight and delicate rendering of his subjects' personalities. He had a particular talent for capturing the nuances of character, whether it was a high society figure or an artist. One of his most famous portraits is of A Wet Night at Piccadilly Circus, 1910, which is not a typical portrait, but rather an atmospheric urban scene that showcases his ability to capture modern life. The depiction of a rainy night in London, with reflections of streetlights and the hustle and bustle of city life, demonstrated his range and versatility as an artist. In the later stages of his career, Hacker continued to explore a wide range of subjects, from mythological themes to portraiture. His work became increasingly impressionistic, likely influenced by trends in the broader European art scene. Despite the rise of modernism, Hacker remained committed to figurative painting and was a staunch defender of the academic tradition. In addition to his painting career, Hacker was a respected teacher. He taught at the Royal Academy schools, where he influenced a new generation of British artists. His contributions to the British art community were recognised when he was elected as an Associate of the Royal Academy in 1894, and later as a full Royal Academician in 1910. Hacker's career was cut short by his death in 1919 at the age of 60. While his work did not fully embrace the avant-garde movements of the early 20th century, he was respected for his technical skill and the breadth of his artistic output.